Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Two Idiots and a Movie podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Christopher. I'm here with my co-host,
Matthew. Hello, everyone. The movie we'll somehow talking about today is the 2015 Fantastic Four.
Yeah, this lovely Marvel movie.
I hate my life.
So, Matt, let's get into give us a little summary of the movie.
I was going to get you to do it.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to describe it.
Okay, well, essentially the movie is...
It's
the origin story for the Fantastic Four. They're trying to build a machine to get to another dimension.
Teleporting machine to get to another dimension.
And that don't go so well. And that's about all you need to know. Yeah, and then they end up with superpowers, and that's about all you need to know.
Nothing happens in the middle of this movie.
Yeah.
I hate the movie.
Anyway, so what did you think of the characters, the main four?
Before I get into that, this is the waste of a great cast.
Yeah.
I mean, we got Michael B. Jordan, who's phenomenal in everything.
Yeah.
Just watch Black Panther.
Yeah, he's great, and he's great in Black Panther or Creed.
You got Kate Mara, who's good in everything. Watch House of Cards, not because of Kevin Spacey, but because of her. She's great in it. Miles Teller is a great actor. Whiplash, Top Gun 2, if it ever comes out. And then Jamie Bell and Toby Kebbell are really good.
Yeah.
They're really good actors.
Yeah, they have a great cast, and the director.
I like the director. I think he got screwed. He only directed one movie before this, and it was Chronicle. Do you remember Chronicle?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Chronicle was a great movie.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
But I think it was between he wasn't ready to make a big budget movie like this, and the studio screwing him over.
I think the studio was just studio interference.
We'll get to that deal. Don't you worry about that, people.
So, characters. What did you think of them? Start with Reed.
Reed was a bland nerd.
Yep.
Nothing.
The stereotypical
nerd,
high school nerd. He didn't have much.
He brings
didn't have
nothing
no depth
to the table.
Yeah.
I think the relationship between Johnny Storm and his father, Dr. Storm, I think that was interesting.
Yeah, that was probably the most interesting dynamic between characters.
Because
in the entire movie,
I got the sense where Dr. Franklin Storm wanted Sue Storm, but ended up with Johnny. He didn't want Johnny, but he had him. Yeah, if that makes sense.
I got you. I know what you mean.
So I think that was interesting.
Yeah, I thought that definitely the dynamic between those two characters was probably one of the better parts of the movie. Maybe the only good part.
It was
but
the smallest Ben Grimm ever too. He was so tiny.
I thought he legit had nothing to do this entire movie.
Oh, no.
I felt like he was just there.
He just got roped into the teleporting. Yeah. You just got a text say you want to go to a different universe with us.
Different world.
Hell, I guess I got nothing else to do.
Sure, why not? Even though I kind of just stood there while you did all the other stuff. Sure, I was your partner.
Yeah, I'm your best friend, allegedly.
Yeah. What about Sue?
She's a fan of Portishead. That's the only thing I remember from her.
Yeah, all these characters are just very unforgettable.
Yes. Well, what did you think about Doom without getting into spoilers?
Without getting into spoilers, like I said, bland, no depth to the character. The biggest depth is the relationship that we already mentioned between Johnny and his father. And, yeah. No, I mean, there was some type of depth with Doom because I think he was in a previous relationship. There was something going on between him and Sue, right?
I think it was building to a love triangle between them three, but they never committed to it, I guess.
Maybe they were trying to build that up for the next movie.
Yeah, right.
That didn't happen.
I want to talk about the budget and the box office. The budget for this movie is apparently around $120 to $155.
Okay.
Probably more around $155.
Probably closer to $150, $160 range.
You have to double that because of marketing.
Yeah.
This movie made only $169 million. It did not even come close to making its money back.
Did you see this movie in the theaters?
No.
Me neither. Anyways, the first time I watched it was when we had to do this review.
Oh, so really?
Yeah, this is the first time I ever watched it.
Oh man, you watched 2 terrible movies the past couple of weeks.
Yep, I definitely. For the first time ever.
I don't feel bad for you.
Yeah, okay. I think we're done with the non-spoilerly stuff because I don't think you should see this movie anyways, so...
I think you should. Because I hate everyone. No, I'm kidding.
Okay.
I like having listeners.
Let's get into the spoilery stuff. So, Matt, what'd you think of the story?
It was garbage. I like the initial where they were going with it, because it seemed like they were going to go with the body horror kind of movie after they get out of the other universe, but nothing happens for 30 minutes to 45 minutes.
Yeah, like the
and then Doom just comes out of nowhere, kills a couple people, for whatever reason tries to smash Earth into his own planet. And then dies.
And then he's like so overpowered, but then the Fantastic Four defeat him so easily.
The frustrating thing is he's just blowing people's heads off one by one with ease. And then when the Fantastic Four comes, he just doesn't blow their heads.
Just
Could have been easy.
Yeah.
Could have been the easiest fight in his life.
Yeah. And then there was something in the middle of the movie that really bothered me, and it was that 1 year jump. I was like, what? I didn't know this was in here.
That's because of the reshoots.
I didn't like it at all. So that the 1 year jump was because they had to do reshooting. So they basically no wonder this movie is garbage. They had to restructure it.
Yeah, I think they reshot like 75% of this movie. You
surprising.
can tell because of Katie Mara Sue Storm's wig.
Really?
One scene she has like regular kind of golden hair, and then, but the very next scene you see her in, she has a golden blonde wig on.
Huh? I didn't notice that. I'll probably never notice it because I won't go back and watch this movie.
No, you want to watch it just so you can find the wig.
No, I'm good. But yeah, like you said, Doom was like OP. He was so overpowered, and then the Fantastic Four just came in and that.
Yeah. And why did he want to ram Earth into his own planet?
I don't know, maybe because everyone forgot him on his own planet and he wanted to take...
He loved his planet. If you ram planet Earth into it, you're blowing up your planet too. It makes no sense.
This whole movie is nonsensical garbage, just to put it lightly.
Did you like at the beginning of the movie, well, you know, Reed Richards and Ben Graham, they're at the high school science fair. These two clearly 25-year-old men at a high school fair just teleporting things.
Nah.
And the teacher gives them an F. Are you kidding me? Even if it wasn't a teleporting device, he made that thing disappear.
Yeah. I mean, it was very interesting, I guess. No, not very interesting. It was interesting to see, but they were very clearly not
the same age.
Yeah, not the same age as some of the other people.
Kid next to them that he takes the plane or whatever.
Yeah.
He's like a 6-year-old. It's not helping.
Looked like he was in middle school.
Yeah, at least make it like an 18-year-old or 16-year-old.
Yeah, the bad thing about casting 20-some-year-olds as teenagers is that sometimes it's believable.
No, it's
sometimes it's really not believable.
And also, why is Franklin Storm just going to random science fairs looking for people who can teleport things?
I don't know. I'd never thought about that. Yeah, he kind of just stumbles across them.
He's just at that science fair. Oh, you teleported that. Look, we can teleport things too. You want to go to our college? What?
Who knows, man? This movie, there's no motive behind some of the things they do. It just kind of happens.
Yeah,
they were just kind of there,
and
they just kind of went there.
And the plot needed them to be there, so that's what they forced them into.
Yeah, and then they were building they built the thing, which took way too long. That really didn't need to be that long of them building the machine to get to the other.
We see them build it twice.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't.
It's a good looking monkey though.
Yeah.
I think it's just because that was just a Planet of the Apes monkey they just stole. Because the 20th Century Fox, they made both movies, and they probably just stole.
Yeah, they probably just stole that, threw it in this movie. The second half of the movie, after the 1 year gap, was like ridiculously rushed,
and nothing happens.
Nothing happens besides the fight that ends extremely quickly.
The fight between.
I'm talking about the second half, between the Fantastic Four and Doom.
Yeah. That was a terrible fight.
Yeah, but that's literally the only thing that happens. They come together and they have. Yeah.
No one uses their powers in a unique way in this movie. Outside of Reed Richards, he changed his face completely one time. It was a terrible effect, but at least he did something different. That's all he did.
And then you never got to see them use their powers together.
No, they never.
Like kind of in the is it 2005 that the original one came out? I think it was 2005. The 2005 Fantastic Four movie, where they defeated Doom by working together. And I mean, it would have been nice to see something similar to that in this one, but it didn't really happen.
It didn't work.
Something else that I mean, I wasn't surprised by it, but Dr. Franklin Storm's death.
Oh yeah.
I had no emotional attachment to that whatsoever.
Well, I mean, you are a psychopath, so you don't feel anything.
But I just, like, the character wasn't good enough for me to have an emotional attachment to. But yeah, like I was saying, there was really no attachment to Franklin Storm, and like I didn't feel anything when he died. Like, no. I know that sounds bad,
because you're a psychopath. Like
whatever.
I said.
But like, they hadn't built up the character enough for you to have that emotional attachment to him, which brings me back to my point of all these characters.
You don't care about
you don't
any
care.
of these characters.
Like, you don't care what happens to them.
They could all die a terrible, horrific death, and you wouldn't feel anything.
And something else that kind of bothered me was there was no... I mean, I don't need an in-depth explanation, but there was no explanation to where their powers came from besides... came because they went to another dimension.
Well, I mean... Ben Grimm got hit with a bunch of rocks, and Johnny caught on fire. That's the reason. That's how. I guess that's how they got their powers. I don't know how anyone else got their powers.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, I just don't.
It's dumb.
Yeah, it was a dumb movie.
Why did in the beginning when they first came to that planet? Why did Doom put his hand in the goo?
I don't know.
Don't put your hand in the goo of another planet. Are you stupid? You're supposed to be a scientist. You're supposed to be smart.
Don't put your hand in something glowing from another planet.
From another planet. It's not complicated.
He did it because they needed him to do it for the plot. Like, if he was trying, if they were trying to get a sample or something like that, I think that would have been like a smarter explanation of why they were messing with something on the planet. Because I mean, that's something that would actually happen. We send people to another planet or machines to another planet. They obviously get samples. So if they would have done that instead, that would have been a little bit more believable. But the fact that he was just like, oh, let me just
put my hand in this goo. Oh no. The planet is attacking us.
Oh, I really messed up. Well, we already talked about Doom being overpowered and then them just beating him. What do you think about the visual effects?
Garbage.
Yeah. I think the thing from the 2005 movie looks way better. Leagues better than the one from this movie.
And it feels more like Ben Grimm than this one does.
Yeah, the 2005 Fantastic Four movie was
not good.
It's not good,
it's
but
better than this.
It was way better than this one, I think. Yeah, there's no doubt.
This is the fourth time Fox tried to make a Fantastic Four movie, and they never got it right.
No.
How?
I don't know. I mean, they've disrespected the Marvel's first family so much. I don't know how they keep on getting it so wrong.
It's not complicated. I don't know.
But yeah, I get what you're saying. They just keep messing up.
Yeah.
No wonder. I hope whatever, now that Disney has the rights, Disney will do right by the Fantastic
they will eventually,
Four.
In the next couple of years, make one.
Yeah.
And hopefully it'll be better.
I think it will be.
Hopefully.
I mean, it can't be as bad as this one. I'll probably eat those words.
You just jinxed everything.
I just jinxed the next Fantastic Four movie.
Thanks a lot.
You got any more questions or anything else you want to say, Matt?
I mean, I got some behind the scenes drama we can get into.
Sure, we can get into a little bit of that real quick. What you got for us? Was there a lot of studio interference?
Oh, yeah. The writer, Simon Kinberg, who's done some Star Wars stuff. He done all the X-Men stuff. He directed the last X-Men group movie. Dark Phoenix.
Dark Phoenix?
Yeah. He directed that. Apparently, he shut out Josh Trank from the editing room.
He wouldn't let him into the editing room.
No, he wouldn't let him in.
Who knows? There might be a version of this movie out there that looks all right or better than it did, but I mean,
I get into that.
When you shut out your director,
and apparently Simon Kinberg directed all the reshoots too. Oh,
okay.
And apparently them two,
butted heads a lot.
Didn't get along.
Well, I can tell. So Simon Kinberg wanted to make one Fantastic Four movie, and Josh Trank wanted to make Josh Trank. Yeah, Josh Trank wanted to make another Fantastic Four movie. So
it was also the director rumored is he completely trashed his house.
Trashed his house?
Yeah, apparently he drove a car into his pool.
Why?
I don't know. Maybe he was frustrated. I don't know.
What does that have to do with the movie?
I think it's just funny
it's
that
just interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting little fact about it. Okay. Got any more
and
backstage drama for us?
The director and Miles Teller got into a fight on set.
On set?
On set.
Like a fist fight or a verbal confrontation?
I don't know. It just says they got into it.
Interesting. It seems like there was a lot of behind the scenes issues.
It's just Google Fantastic Four 2015 drama, and it's
pages on pages.
It's just things.
Got some other interesting tidbits for us?
The director, he had to pay $100,000 in property damage.
For what?
For the house.
For the house.
Damage in the house. Jeez. His rental house.
Okay. The people behind the camera sound like they were a little crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think they knew. They didn't know what to do with this movie. They needed to make it to keep the rights at the time, so that's why they made it.
Yeah.
But I don't think they ever knew exactly what to do with it, which is a shame.
I'm sure they wanted to somehow incorporate it to where they could cross over with the X-Men. Am I correct?
Funny you say that. They wanted to cross this over, but the week it came out, they quickly said, no, this is a standalone thing.
Really?
Yep.
Well, Fox must have smartened up and realized how bad it was.
Yeah,
and
they realized how bad it was. And
we don't want it bringing down what we've already been working on for a long time. We'll do that by ourselves.
Yeah, we bring that down by ourselves, too.
Yeah.
I think the last bit of drama I have is the director, right before the movie came out, he tweeted a tweet and then quickly deleted that tweet.
Okay.
The tweet said, "A year ago, I had a fantastic vision of this movie. It would have received great reviews. You'd probably never see it. That's reality, though."
Interesting. So what I was talking about, that there might be a way better version of this movie out there.
Yep.
That we'll
or at least
never see.
His version.
Yeah. The version that he had going into this.
In mind.
That got butchered in editing and
reshoots.
And
property damage.
I think that's very telling of how good.
It's a pretty good metaphor for how this
movie really is. Yeah, it's probably one of the most forgettable Marvel movies that have came out in the past 20 years.
I would agree with that. Yeah, it's a bad, forgettable. Like nothing happens.
Like sometimes when I'm thinking of all the live action Marvel movies that have come out, I completely forget about this one.
Really?
I completely forget about this one sometimes.
Yeah,
this one and the Elektra movie.
Oh crap! I forgot they made an Elektra movie.
Yeah, they made an Elektra movie.
Oh man.
But yeah, this and that movie are probably two of the most forgettable comic book / Marvel movies out there. And this movie is just forgettable because it's so bad, and it is a shame because it's a property that
has great characters,
has great potential, and it could be a very great movie,
great franchise.
Yeah, but
They refuse to.
They haven't gave it the time of day to do that, so we end up with the last Fantastic Four movie being this.
We ended up with a 2015 Fantastic movie.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
So, Matt, in conclusion, what's your final thoughts?
It's a bad movie.
A bad movie?
People shouldn't watch it.
Would you watch it again?
No.
Never?
I watched this movie about 6 times, and that's
how have you watched it
too many
6 times?
I don't know. I watched it by myself, and I watched it with a couple of friends, and I watched it. I don't know. I somehow watched it 6 times. It's not good.
I've watched this movie once for this review, and I'll probably watch it one more time.
Why would you do that?
Because I'm gonna make my girlfriend sit through and watch it.
Oh. You really hate her.
Nah, I want her to experience all the Marvel movies, and this is on the list, so...
You really hate her then.
Anyways, no, I don't hate her. But, yeah, this movie is just forgettable. It's a bad movie, and I think all of you listening would be better off if you didn't watch this movie. Just forget about it, because I've already forgotten about it.
Just listen to our episode. You don't have to watch, just listen to us explain this movie in great detail in the best way possible, and then move on with your lives. I mean, continue listening to this podcast, please.
Yeah.
The views.
Okay, so it's rating time now. What you giving this movie? Out of 10?
2.
2? I'm right there with you. 2 out of 10. I think the only redeeming quality about this movie is the Johnny Storm and Dr. Franklin Storm
relationship.
Yep, that's about it.
That's it.
Okay, well, that's it for today. Thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed our discussion on Fantastic Four 2015. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and subscribe to us on YouTube. We put out new episodes every Sunday and Wednesday. And we'll see you next time when we talk about... What are we talking about next time, Matt?
What's the next movie?
The Robert Pattinson.
Oh, Good Times.
Yeah, when next time we'll be talking about Good Times. So thank you and
have good times.